IPC series, illuminated polygon chemistry in the background. And these are special generic drug, the structure of generic drug drawn on a special light emitting diode. And if you should make it individual structures more explicit, this would be an ophthalmic application. Of hydrochloride, tetrahydrozoline. And this is an ophthalmic application using the treatment of the eye. This is vincristine, the structure of vincristine, which is an oncology application. Vincristine, also vinblastine. Vincristine is a derivative from the Madagascar or periwinkle plant, and it's used to synthesize the vincristine and vinblastine, which has multiple cancer treatment properties. So this is an oncology drug, and this is the structure of it drawn on IPC, light emitting diode. Tetracycline, right now these are not plugged in, but you could see the plugs that could plug in and illuminate these structures, these pharmacochemical structures. Generic drugs, tetracycline. And student of pharmacology and medical doctor making prescription knows the application of this. Used to treat sometimes bacterial infections, sometimes using the substitute for penicillin in the case of allergic reaction to penicillin. Sometimes the tetracycline can be used in case sometimes for STD and other infections. I think this is the, it's not labeled, but it looked to me like erythromycin. Structure of erythromycin, student could verify there are authenticity, whether it is indeed tetracycline. I mean, erythromycin. And as you know, erythromycin and azithromycin, let's find it here, have a close structure. This is the azithromycin. And azithromycin was being used in the early case of the COVID to treat the COVID in combination with hydrochloroquine, azithromycin with hydrochloroquine. Presently we have the 4 different vaccines going around, at least in the USA, FDA approved, and some of them require, like, I think in the case of Johnson & Johnson, only 1 shot, but the rest, Moderna and Pfizer and the other, sometimes require 2 shots. But this was the structure of azithromycin, which was used in the combination with hydrochloroquine to treat COVID in the early stage of the pandemic. Probably it's still used in places to treat the COVID. Like I said, this is probably erythromycin. We have been over this one already. Yeah, this is a filtered samples of IPCs, illuminated polygon chemistry, which is no more than the structure of certain generic drug drawn on a light emitting diode for illumination purposes. And as you could see, this is look like amoxicillin. And that speaks for its own, which is relative to ampicillin, but this one is amoxicillin. And this is used to treat NGUs, non-gonococcal infections, and so on, STD, and other infection. Sometimes it can be used in the case of COPD and LUNG, which is the abbreviation for chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and L, lung, U, or rather not lung but cold, COLD, chronic obstructive lung disease, C for chronic, O for obstructive, L for lung, and D for disease, which is abbreviation cold, and COPD, which is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, which has a lot of pulmonary abnormality, and sometimes a lot of phlegm and sputum is derived in the COPD. And we use amoxicillin and also sometimes ampicillin, and also augmented sometimes to treat it with other drugs, the COPD. All right, we'll take a short break here and then we'll come back to our IPC. This was the complement of our Amz5x12M matrix, which is a multi-dimensional field application discovery made by yours truly, which has STEM, STEAM, and BEST applications. STEM, as you know, science, teaching, technology, engineering, and medicine. That's the abbreviation of STEM. And BEST is business, engineering, science, and T for teaching and technology. And STEAM, same thing, but what we have sometimes is the A standing for architectural application. We'll come back to some more IPC series, filtered IPC series.